Effect and affect. I'm not going to spend a single second of the rest of my life thinking about which of those words I should be using. I think it's completely unnecessary. It is one of my never learns. I still don't understand it super well, and I don't want to go through the process of second guessing myself and thinking about which one's right. And they are way too similar to have this distinction that can make you technically wrong when everyone's still gonna understand regardless of which one you use. And these being split is just a frustrating experience, and one that is better to just be gone. So instead of trying to finally learn this distinction for good, I want to destroy it. And that's what we're going to be doing. Effect and affect are wiped from existence. They are going to be replaced by one word. And of course, my goal was to make this interaction more simple, and that is going to be reflected in the word, as the new one is Simplex. Basically, think of it as effect and affect, but with a more simple effect, because now you just have one word. We also simplify the end of the word, which is CT, and we just do an X, which is one letter, to give basically the same sound. Sure, slight variation, but it works just as well. Same amount of syllables, similar in length. It's just a great substitute. Plus, we get to use the letter X, which is often slept on, so I'm glad to do that. And this is a change that I think would truly make things easier on a lot of people, but also I really did not want to do this word, because effect and affect, I guess, is something that is used a ton. Like, I'm going to say this a lot. It comes up naturally. It comes up in a lot of different scenarios. Like, we also can have visual or audio effects going on. And so there's a lot of ways that I could potentially trip up on effect. If I'm gonna mess up on Wiplish, I feel like this is a prime suspect for it to happen with, just because it comes out so naturally and it's so frequent and common. Because I ain't trying to screw up, because the simplex of me screwing up and someone being able to create a punishment for me could be pretty rough. So it's a scary word to change, because it's going to be very present in my vocabulary and easy for me to slip up on. But I do think it's a good change that would actually be beneficial if adopted. Also, if you're thinking about my change to sweet individual me poop, I just can't say that word on its own, but using that core combo of SIMP in a word is totally fine, because it's not using the word itself. And Travis Scott is probably going to be pretty upset with me at some point here, because I changed Slummets, and now I've also changed effect to Simplex, and he has Butterfly Effect as one of his songs, which is the song of the day. And it's probably pretty possible I've changed some other ones, but he might not be too pleased, because those are two of his really big ones. No harm intended to Travis Scott, but it's just the way things have played out. Now let's move on to our song and video of the day. The song of the day comes from, as I just said, Travis Scott with Butterfly Effect. This is a great song, of course, a very popular one from him. Got the typical Travis Scott sound, just an awesome listen, and very cool, yeah? Then the video of the day is an Ericato video. I chose this one in particular because I love the title so much and I feel like I can relate to it. It's called My Content Scares Me. It's an Overwatch video, and if you're unfamiliar with Ericato, he's an awesome YouTuber, just makes a lot of extremely memey content on video games. Overwatch is what he kind of came up playing. He's also done, I think, some Fortnite, maybe Apex. I don't know. He mixes things up a little bit more now, but Overwatch was his focus early on. But awesome, creative, funny guy that doesn't post too frequently, but made some great stuff back in the day for sure. And honestly, with Wippy Thoughts, I was kind of imagining some of my content leaning a little bit more towards like kind of this video and what Ericato does. I just have not been able to game very frequently, and my internet, as it pertains to my actual consoles that I play on, has just not been compatible. So online gaming has been kind of out the window for me the last couple months, which is very uncommon for me and not what I was anticipating. But yeah, that's kind of that situation, and that'll do it for the Daily Do. Peace out.